What's going on? Haven't been to this spot for a while. Wanted to come back. There was a geocache treasure chest in here last time I was here. But it looks like this is some fresh breakage. Kind of a freshie there. I don't know, maybe this is a whole statue. I don't mean to mess it up, because it does have that really intricate, delicate, balanced part right there. I almost lost it. Thank God I didn't. But so there's that. But then really what's kind of spectacular is this delicately balanced Y. Just teetering right there on the apex, kind of like a revolving Sasquatch door, if you will. But anyway, I don't know what was here. This collection of sticks is something significant or what, but you can kind of see horizontal placements here, a few here. You know, the typical stuff they do. So just thought it was kind of interesting with the Y up like they like to do. And then you can see tree breaks abounding, and it's been really windy. That looks rather fresh. This, I don't know. I think this has actually been like that, but that looks new. And then on occasion they've built teepees back here. One time I left some crystals and a huge structure appeared next time I came, like within a few days. But this looks like a statue right here. Bunch of stuff built right here. All this. And they even were smart enough to incorporate the human chair. So it just looks like Grandpa's out here sitting. But look at this. Door to an old piece of furniture. Old decrepit thing that they incorporated into their creation. Going all the way up into here. That's pretty sweet. Rather like this one here. Probably them as well, you can imagine. But I mean, nice and succinct. Very artistic. Well done, Sasquatch. Thumbs up on this for me. 10 out of 10. Olympic scoring. Perfect. Just, it's like a doorway. It's even got the Y right here. Like, why are you trying to cross the Sasquatch doorway, huh? It's got the double Y hanging down right here. And then that one in here. Kind of a triple, so if you will. 1, 2, 3. So, even that. That's their language. If you don't get it, that's your problem. You know? That's on you. But as many times as I'm out here looking at shit like this, never find anybody building it. Ever. Never find anybody out here building it. So realize these things are very interesting. They're happening in the forest. Test it. It is not people. Cool. I'm just checking out behind me, see if there's anything out there. I didn't think there was, but if I see something else, I'll let you know. You know I will. Thanks for checking it out. One last closer look at this one, just in case I missed. Ooh, there we go. Suspended arch. There's the end of it with the fresh broken wood. You see that double rainbow in that first structure at the beginning? There's 2 branches that come over just at that rainbow angle. there's a lake just beyond here. Tons of ducks and waterfowl and cormorants and stuff I can't even identify out there. Huge pelicans at times. But it's interesting because I can trace this spot through drainages of water all the way back to a mountain that lies beyond here, and beyond that mountain is the big mountains and the pine trees and the start of all that. So it's easy to understand how they could get here if they're walking, but it also makes you wonder, how do they show up so often and build such cool things? But I think they get around. I definitely think they get around, and this is just one spot where they end up showing up and hanging out, you know. Who knows? It could have been two creatures for that matter. Somebody could have built this, somebody could have built this, you never know. I catch them hooting like owls, and there is definitely more than one out there. So I've always had my suspicions, but once you get the confirmation, it's like nothing else. And you know, even if you're only seeing, you know, a few pieces of a giant puzzle, you start to put it together pretty well. There was an old TV show, game show I used to watch after school when I was a kid, and you'd have the answer, and then you'd uncover these parts of the puzzle, and then you'd have to solve the puzzle through the pictures that it represented a phrase made out of pictures or something like that. I forget the name of that show, but very mentally stimulating, unlike television these days. Anyway, folks, Sasquatch TV, thanks for joining me and Sasquatch from the woods. We'll see you later. Bye.